Do farmers stay in the game of production agriculture too long, even past their prime in many cases? Absolutely. Is it bad for the business of agriculture? I would say that yes, it is. Is it detrimental because it's boxing out the next generation of new thought, innovation, and ideas coming into our industry? In many ways, yes. So I shared an article and my comments about it last week about this Wall Street article that profiled a 74-year-old farmer in Illinois who there was peril, according to the article, because his kids were not going to come back and take over the farm. And I don't know what the peril is. Does it mean we're going to have unfarmed acres in Illinois? Probably not. That's not going to happen. Somebody's going to farm those acres. Is there going to be peril that there's no food supply? No, that's not going to happen either. So what's the problem with farmers staying in the game too long, you're saying, Damian? Well, I'll tell you. Who adopts new ideas? Who tries new things? Is it the 74-year-old or the 34-year-old? What about regenerative agriculture? What about a new way of thinking? What about getting out of commodity mindset, which has gotten us into this situation where we have massive amounts of corn, soybeans, wheat, so much so that we then go and beg the government to give us money and subsidies to bail us out? Would a 34-year-old think that that's a business model they should get into? Probably not. More importantly, can the 34-year-old even get into this business model? Huge amounts of capital outlay for very, very paltry returns. It's good for the 74-year-old that wants to go out and sit in a tractor that steers itself. Not so good for the person that wants to get into the industry. And that's the other thing. We hear about how bad it is that there's these old farmers and who's going to do the work to produce the food. Remember, this is not like the old days. You're not out here with a hoe and an oxen. You're out here in a piece of equipment that probably steers itself. As long as the tech from John Deere can come out and hook up your technology, you can be 74 years old or 80 years old or 90 years old and still go out and do this. And therein lies part of the problem. Old thinking. We cheer this on, go on social media, and you'll see it every fall. Oh, there's Granddad, 91 years old, out there in the combine. Isn't that cute? No, not really. Yeah, there's Grandpa. He comes out and runs the grain semi every fall, so he has something to do. Yeah, he also can't hear. He's had 3 heart attacks, and when he strokes out in that semi and plows into a family and kills a woman with her 2 kids, is that going to be as cute as we make it out to be? Probably not. What about regenerative agriculture? What about the that's not being adopted because the 74-year-old says, they ain't going to tell me how to farm. I've been farming just like my dad did since the 1950s. What about compaction and soil erosion? Because the old person wants to go out and recreationally till because it makes them feel good because they're sitting out there in a tractor doing what they love. Yeah, great. You're degrading the soil and also the water resource. Nutrient over-application. Things that are, let's face it, a function of older thinking versus newer thinking. So what's the problem? Well, a lot of farmers don't have hobbies. It's the one thing they love to do. Frankly, I wish I loved something as much as most farmers love to farm. I worked in comedy, for God's sakes, and I didn't love performing on stage the way farmers love to farm. Good for you, that's fantastic, but you're staying in the game too long. You know, just like the comedy guy that realizes he's lost his timing, he's missing a step, and it's time to get the hell off stage. It's time for you to get out of the game. Open this up to the new people. You talk a lot about fostering opportunities for the next generation. Make that opportunity. You know what? Part this out some of the money. Give the opportunity for the next generation to come in and see what they can do. I don't want this to be a legislative thing, and I'm not even sure it's practical to do that. But we absolutely must admit that part of the problems we have in agriculture are farmers staying in the game too long. It's time to move on. No other industry sticks around and applauds the 91-year-old. Go to your dry cleaners and ask them if the 91-year-old still is in there folding clothes for free because they just love it that much. Probably not. I'm Damian Mason. I speak on stages all over North America and right here online about the world's most important industry, the business of agriculture. Thank you for tuning in.